What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Sunday stream, number 138. Hopefully Game Week 12 went alright for you. It's all over now, international break coming, which I'm kind of looking forward to. I know that's kind of something you shouldn't say in the FPL world. People hate the international break. Because of all the YouTube stuff, streams and that, I actually kind of enjoy the break. The enforced break for a week. I don't like it, like the long-term summer break, but you know, a 1 week break is good for me. As the comments in the chat, the moustache is kind of coming on a bit. I had a shave again this morning, make sure there was no other hair around. So for anyone that doesn't know, doing this for, let me turn the music down a bit. Seems a bit loud. And okay. So for anyone that doesn't know, I'm doing this for Movember, which is a charity that looks at men's health. Pretty good for these streams and kind of FPL YouTube in general. Yes, there's some women that watch as well, but the large majority of my viewers are males. So anything to do with men's health is a good cause. If you wanna donate, the links are in the description. I'll quickly put it in the chat as well. It'd be really cool to hit 300 donations today. There's no super chats turned on or anything like that. So any donations to that would be great. And just so I don't forget, because I'm really bad at these days at remembering stuff like this, I just want to do the shout outs for the people that have donated since the last stream. So I think Julie Lloyd was the last person who I read out. So you got John Lambert, Jossie in the chat, and on Twitter, thanks very much. Jack Brokenshire as well, thank you very much. And then Hamish K, who I know is always watching, always interacting on Twitter and stuff. So he donated actually 40 minutes ago. So if anyone else has a little bit of spare change to donate, then thumbs up. If not, just keep watching. So yeah, this is what the moustache is for. I gotta be honest, I can't wait to get rid of it. I was sat having my haircut yesterday, just thinking, I bet she's looking at my moustache the whole time. She's thinking, she wants to ask why. Why would you do that? It's 2018. Do people still have moustaches like without doing Movember? I don't know. Anyway, let's move on to Game Week 12. And luckily, the webcam space is a lot smaller, so you won't be able to see it as well. So the nightmare is sort of over, but not quite. So I got 61 points. I actually set the screen up just before FPL had updated. So I saw my gaming rank. I thought that was from yesterday, but actually it wasn't. That was an updated rank, so 675k. And the 7497 I actually got from a website called, let me have a look here. What's it called? livefpl.net. Yeah, livefpl.net/rank. Which is a really cool new website which will let you see a pretty accurate view of what your rank is, kind of live rank, which is really nice. Although it's a bit addictive. I was checking it constantly today during the Arsenal Wolves match. I think I only had about 100 placed green arrow until Arsenal scored and suddenly went up 1,000. So yeah, I've gone up about 1,000 today, 1,000 places, 7497. So it's good. It's been a good week. 61 points, solid, not amazing. But yeah, going into national break, green arrow, not a problem. I don't know if this site can't be reached or whatever. Maybe it's, the thing is, it's getting a lot of use right now, so it keeps going down. But anyway, that's a cool site. So yeah, 61 points. Trent Alexander-Arnold, proper returns there. Assist, clean sheet, bonus. Raul Jimenez, he just can't stop getting me points. I did consider getting rid of him, obviously didn't. Glad I didn't. Diangana was my transfer. There was that mistake, I don't know. Obviously, I would have had Doherty coming in if I kept Maddison, so I would have got the same points. But I thought I'd go for him, and eventually maybe he'll become my 4.5 million mid. But the problem is he came on at half time, so that bandwagon got derailed pretty quick. It's a little bit worrying that he was sacrificed when they was chasing the game. But at the end of the day, I can upgrade him or Ward, so it's not the end of the world to be honest. And if he keeps playing, great. If not, then I'm not expecting him to be my fourth mid that much longer anyway. I'm probably going to move to someone else, but I'm not sure who yet. I'll show you my team for next week shortly. Triple captain Salah, was that a waste? Look, I don't know if I've got any. I think 9 is the most I've got from a triple captain, so 27 altogether. So was it a waste? I mean, you got some points out of it. Will people do better over the course of the season? Probably, but a lot of people, maybe blank with it too. So don't worry too much. At least you got some points. 219,161 is your rank according to that site. I mean, the FPL site's updated at this point, so you don't need to worry about that. Jazza is 650th overall. Very nice. It's incredible for this stage of the season. How do you find your FPL ID? Click Gameweek history and take the number from the URL. I almost got Patterson, which I did, but don't want him now. Which I did bit. I don't know what you mean. Did you get him or not? Digne. Someone tell me how I've pronounced that wrong. Everton. Yeah, I think Everton backline looks good. They've not conceded that many goals in recent times. I think it's 3 in the last 6. And they've got nice fixtures coming up, so just to remind myself, I know it's Cardiff next. Cardiff at home. Liverpool away is obviously going to be the tough one. Then it's Newcastle and Watford at home. So 3 really nice home fixtures in the next 4. I don't know long term how long you're going to want an Everton defender for, because after that it's Man City, Spurs and 2 away games all over Christmas. So that's not fantastic. But I've got my eye on Yerry Mina. Even though he's 5.4 million, the man has goal threat, has done not just in the World Cup, but throughout his whole career. So that's what I'm looking at. You're up to 6k. Does require great scores every week. Does it require great scores every week to hold position? Not necessarily. I mean, you'll find in the top 10k there's a lot of template players. So, interestingly enough, I saw someone in the chat post that they got 65 points. And got a slight red arrow down to 22k, but I got 61 points and got 1,000 place green arrow. So you don't necessarily need an amazing week, but obviously you just need to beat everyone else around you. Mina only started today because Zuma couldn't play versus Chelsea. Yeah, for sure, but he might keep his place. But I grant it's probably a bit risky to bring him in. Digne for 0.6 million less might be the one. Jimenez and Doherty, looking forward to owning them both over Christmas. Yeah, me too. From what I didn't see the Arsenal game because I was watching the Man United game, which is rubbish. But I follow a guy on Twitter who's I think he's like a journalist covering Wolves. I think he's Tim Spears or someone like that. Let me see if I can see. Yeah, Tim Spears. And he was tweeting about it and the amount of chances that Wolves seem to have. Yeah, I mean, Jimenez could have been even more points. But I won't begrudge what is essentially a goal, no bonus. You're 73k, can you still get into the top 5k? Yes, of course. It's a long way to go. You've already made the Jimenez transfer, damn. That is early. I mean, it's international break time. Who knows what's going to happen? Really expected Mane to produce. Yeah, I mean, Liverpool were fine against Fulham, I guess, but nothing out of this world, really. First half, Fulham maybe count themselves unlucky not to maybe nick a goal. The circumstances of the first goal were a bit strange, obviously, because there was that offside call and then they went straight up the other end of the pitch and scored. But yeah, Mane didn't really do anything. I mean, I do think with Mane and Salah, I know Mane's done pretty well over the course of the season, but stats-wise and stuff, Salah has looked better. So over the course of the season, you would expect Salah to score more points, but of course he's 3 million more. So in any given game, Mane can blank, Salah can score, and then the next game it could be different. So it sucks if you have Mane and you captain him, you didn't have Salah, but just one game, we move on. A lot of people looking at maybe getting rid of Salah, which we can talk about. I'm not in a rush to sell him, but I'm not against it either. A lot of people seem to want to do Salah to Mane, which I find weird. I'm not weird, but I mean, I'm not really looking at getting Mane at all. He's not even come into my thinking once, really. If you look at Liverpool's fixtures going forward, they're against good teams, but most of them are away. So Watford, Burnley and Bournemouth all away in the next 4. They're games you expect them to win, but will they blow them away? Not sure about that. And Everton at home, I mean, that's a Merseyside derby, of course. And like I said, Everton have been pretty defensively sound. And then it's Man United, Arsenal and Man City in the next 5 after that. So, yeah, I don't know about moving to Mane. In fact, I've got pretty much no interest in doing that. If I was going to switch Salah, I'd probably just get Sterling. And go from there. Salah to eventually reach last season's form. I think he already is reaching last season's form. I think expectations are too high because he's 9 million. I know he's not got many double-figure returns, but in the last 4 games, I mean, basically every game this season which isn't against a top 6 side, apart from Leicester, he has returned points in. A lot of people got him back for this 4-game run. That's what I did. Huddersfield, Cardiff and Fulham, just couldn't look past that. In those 3 games, he scored 31 points. He averaged 10 points a game. Like, I don't know what people are really expecting. It feels like, because he's 4 million more, they expect 4 million... I suppose you should expect more points, he's 30 million, but if Kane or Aguero scored 8, 15, 2 and 8, when they've been like 12.5, 13 million in previous seasons, I think we'd be happy with that. So I find it a bit weird that Salah's got this extra he has to push to, and yes, he's rubbish for bonus, but if he gets 1 goal, no bonus and a clean sheet, that's 8 points. That's the same as Kane scoring and getting 2 bonus points. So I don't know, I just don't find it the end of the world. Yes, he's 13 million. Of course, he's 30 million. You want him to outscore Sterling because Sterling's 2 million less. You want him to outscore Hazard. He's 2.5 million less or whatever, or he was. But you're also paying for that consistency. Like, people were tweeting me saying, he only got 8 points against Fulham. He's 13 million. That's not worth it. But you're not buying him for 1 game. Well, you shouldn't be buying him just for 1 game. You should be buying him for a run of games. And I said we've captained him maybe 2 or 3 times in this run of 4. I captained him twice because I captained Aguero when Salah had Huddersfield. I captained Aguero because he was at home, which actually worked out worse. But he was in there for that certainty of captain in these good fixtures. So, yeah, I don't know about Salah. I'm not against selling him because I think Sterling can keep up with him. Because Man City are averaging 3 goals a game. Sterling will easily be in the points most weeks. And City have got good fixtures. The slight difference there is I think a lot of people talk about Salah rotation, but I don't actually expect it week to week. I'm never really worried about him starting or not. Whereas if I have Sterling in, I would. And I'd expect over the next kind of 7 to 8 weeks for Sterling to be rested at least once. Salah, I'm not sure he would be, to be honest. Liverpool definitely want to go for the league, of course. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not in a rush to sell Salah. If I had a really good idea of what to do with the cash, then maybe I would sell him to Sterling. But I don't think that's a move I want to rush, especially if Sterling gets a load of minutes over the international break, because then Sterling owners will be thinking, is he going to start? Is he not going to start? So yeah, and I mean, I've got it wrong with Sterling, to be fair, because I should have had him from the start. He's done so well for 11 million. Pretty much, apart from today, I think any game that he started with Aguero, he's beaten him in for points. But it's just circumstance of your team, really. Like, I think sometimes when people message you or comment on your team, a lot of the time it's commented in a way that you have unlimited transfers and you don't. So if I look at my team now, because I think Physio asked me, who am I looking at getting rid of? If I look at my team, Salah doesn't stand out as the one that must go. Obviously, he's the one that unlocks the most cash, so I've got to think about getting rid of him. But I'm more looking, Trent Alexander-Arnold, yes, he got 11 points, but I don't know if he's going to start week to week. Liverpool got a lot of away games. Great defence, of course, but a lot of away games and trickier fixtures. Could I change him to someone else? Could I get someone from Leicester? Maybe Everton defender, maybe Luke Shaw. Man United not been doing great defensively, but fixtures turn now. And do we really expect Man United to not keep clean sheets going forward? Like, I know they've only kept 1 in, I think it's 1 in 12 now, but Yeah, anyway, Trent I got to look at getting rid of. I've got Ward and Dean Garner. One of those probably needs to be upgraded at some point. So yeah, there's other stuff to do. So and that's why I'm not rushing to get rid of Salah. Basically, probably talking about Salah too much because he did well. Everyone's got him. Not that many people are probably looking at getting rid. Felipe Anderson, cracking run of fixtures coming up. Seems a great swap for Maddison. Yeah, I mean, I think I said on stream, the last stream, that I mean he did seem like the most obvious swap for Maddison for the same price. Like I said, I would have gone for Martial if I had the money. I didn't have the money, so couldn't go there. But Felipe Anderson looked the best bet just because he was in a little bit of form. Granted, it was only 2 games, but Huddersfield up, and after Man City, they got a good run of form. I mean, you're not bringing in Felipe Anderson this week, probably. If you've got Maddison, I'd probably hold him and maybe even just play him instead, and then look the week after if money's not an issue. But yeah, Felipe Anderson looked good, and West Ham have got the fixtures, which is why I'm not too concerned over the Dean Garner move just yet. But I will be if he starts, just not playing enough minutes. Luke Shaw is suspended next game week. He is indeed, yeah, 5 yellow cards. So I won't be bringing him in just yet, of course. I'll show you my team for next week. Obviously, we're a little bit away from it, but I'm currently lining up with 4 at the back. So if you've watched my streams before, or you watched them for a while, you will almost certainly have heard me say, apart from my 5th midfield bench fodder, I don't usually like playing the defender ahead of the attacker. But because it's Man City, and because I don't know, maybe I'm worrying too much about whether Dean Garner is going to start or not. But I'm actually looking at playing 4 at the back and benching Dean Garner for a week, and then maybe bringing him back into the team the week after when the fixture turns again. But I've got 2.4 million in the bank, so that's the other reason I made that move, is because I've got a bit of flexibility now. I would to answer your question, would you play Doherty over Kennedy this week? I don't know who Newcastle have got. Pretty good fixture, I'd say. Burnley away. Yeah, see, I don't usually like playing the defender over the attacker, but when it comes to Doherty, I think it's different. I think Huddersfield away are not going to have enough in the tank to score. So I think there's a definite clean sheet potential there for Wolves, and we know how attacking he is. I would really want to play Doherty this week if I owned him. Only 936 watching, yeah, come down a bit since pre-season. Unless it's Saturday deadline, then it was like 1900, which is ridiculous. So yeah, the one thing with the Dean Garner transfer is, I didn't really have a plan on what to do with the money, so I've left myself money in the bank, which is obviously makes my transfers a bit more flexible. Because there's no one I really want to get rid of, that money is basically to upgrade either him or Ward, so I can only get someone around the Maddison price anyway, so not sure what to do. I'm tempted to sell Trent, get a good defender in for this week and going forward, but I don't know who yet. How's it going, Dan? Hold Murray or get Jimenez. I mean, Brighton have got a good fixture this week. I don't know if that's worth a transfer, to be honest. I know Jimmy is doing really well right now, but Murray's got a good transfer, penalties and stuff. I'll be pretty tempted to keep, unless you need the money for a different transfer. Am I ditching Salah for Sterling? I don't think I will. Although doing that would let me do Ward to Martial, which is tempting. I'm also a little bit tempted soon, maybe not this week, but to actually upgrade Button to Fabianski. Get my West Ham defence there with their good fixtures. I think he's had 4-5 plus scores without a clean sheet, which is really impressive. So many saves. Am I planning to have that front line for the Christmas period? I've got to be honest, I've not thought about it too much. I try and obviously you do a bit of forward planning, looking at the fixtures when you're bringing in a player or whatever. You know, like held Jimenez knowing that he had these 2 good fixtures now. So, yes, do a bit of forward plan, but I've not really looked over Christmas just yet. So no real plans, because the problem is there's like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fixtures before we actually hit Boxing Day. You know what FPL is like. It can change so much that there's no point in planning 6 weeks ahead. You know, a few game weeks ago, no one was really looking at Martial. Now he's like flavour of the month. You know, Jimenez, I was looking at maybe getting rid of him. I've kept him. Now everyone's looking to bring him in. Trent looked good up until, you know, Lovren came back and there was a bit of rotation, but then he's now played 3 in a row. So yeah, it's tricky. Recognise your voice. How come you aren't on Scout anymore? Just want some time back in the evenings, really. Luke's on there. Luke's better than me, so we're all good. Wilson to Jimenez. I think if you own Bournemouth assets, it's really it's really difficult to get rid of them because of how well they're doing. But so would I do Wilson to Jimenez? I really think Wilson's points are going to dry up because he's had a good run with the fixtures so far. Now, that's not a knee-jerk reaction based off the Newcastle match. I haven't really changed my opinion on that for a few weeks. But he has Arsenal, Man City and Liverpool in the next 4. I just don't see many points there. Away to Man City, you've got to think there's none. Liverpool and Arsenal are at home, to be fair, but yeah, would I bring in Jimenez though? It depends how much money got wrapped up in Wilson. But yeah, I mean Huddersfield, Cardiff, and Newcastle, and then Bournemouth as well after that. Like if you needed the money to free up a move, I think that could be done. It's not necessarily a risk. It's always like for want of a better word, like a brave move to take someone out like Wilson because he's done so well. But I just look at those fixtures and I think points are going to be tough for Bournemouth. No matter how well they've done so far, they have not played too many top 6 teams. They have played Man United and he did get points in that, but they did lose that. Obviously, only 1 goal. And that was some really suspect defending. So, yeah, I wouldn't be looking at. I wouldn't be too worried about Wilson's going to do over the next 4 personally. Yeah, people talking about captaincy. Thoughts on captaincy for... I just answered the other question as well. How far in advance do I plan? So, I usually, if I'm bringing a player in, then I want to look at least 4 game weeks ahead. Like, what fixtures do they have over the next 4? If it's a big premium player, when will I be able to captain them? And stuff like that. But I'm not necessarily looking now at what transfers I'll make in 4 weeks' time or 6 weeks' time. Like I've got in the back of my mind, I know that Spurs and Arsenal have fixture swings in Gameweek 15 and 16. So maybe I'll want Kane, maybe I'll want Ali, Ericsson, whoever it might be. But right now, the Spurs team is not really doing all that well. It's very hard to get rid of Aguero when he looks so good with that grey hair, but also because he's playing every game. So I don't want to start planning for that, but I always have it in the back of my mind. What to do with Firmino's? Firmino's got to go. Like, I apologise to anyone that kept him because I said I would probably keep him for the likes of Fulham, but he has got to go. Yeah. It's just not... There's no reason to keep him now. The fixtures are not awful for Liverpool, but they're more difficult than they've been for the last 4, and look what he's done in those games. I don't know if it's a lack of confidence, but I feel like a goal or 2 would really help him out. But he's coming so deep. That yeah, I think he's holding way too much money. Like he's taking too much money out of your team. I think he has to go. Martial should stay on penalties after Pogba returns. That could happen. We don't know, of course, unless Mourinho talks about it. He mentioned before about Pogba being the number 1 if he wants to be the number 1, if he's still happy to take him. But yeah, I mean, Martial is our best finisher in that team, and obviously he's playing every game at the moment. So I think there is a good chance that he keeps penalties off Pogba, but I couldn't say with any certainty until it happens. Martial's price is so awkward, but with United's upcoming fixtures, is he too good to ignore? What I would say is people are going to bring him in. Like, he's not going to keep scoring every single game. So you got to take that into account. But of course, he can still get assists, and at his price point, he doesn't necessarily need to score every game. But he's obviously had an incredible run. 3 double-figure hauls in just, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. He's only played 6. He's only played 6 times for more than 60 minutes, and he's got 3 double-figure hauls. So, big fan of Martial. And that Fulham game tempts me. I've got a tough time bringing him in. The way I could do it is Trent Alexander-Arnold to a £4.3 million defender, and then Ward to Martial. If I did Dean Garner to Martial, I could get a 4.4 million defender, and there is a lot more options at that price. People like Holding. So I'm very tempted by Martial. Is it worth a hit? I don't know. Diop is 4.3 at West Ham. It's basically him and Schindler, I think. They're probably the best 4.3. So I'm looking at that. I'm looking at getting Martial in for a hit and just doing it. I know, I think it was Jason said earlier, that the reason I'm actually doing okay this year is because I've got no Man United players. But you can't deny the form that Martial's in. And good fixtures to come. And honestly, he is someone that, against Arsenal, I would expect us not to score as many goals as obviously the other teams around that fixture. But if anyone is going to get one chance and put it away, it'll be Martial. It's 7.5. The only thing I'll say about him, great fixtures, of course. And we'll have to check on injuries, not for him, but for the guy I'm about to mention, is Sigurdsson is the same price and also has really nice fixtures over the next 4. So Cardiff, Newcastle and Watford. He's on penalties, he's on set pieces. If Mina plays, then that's a good person to aim for. And he basically has, apart from Man City and Spurs in Gameweek 17 and 18, Everton have got a really, really nice run of fixtures now. Like, crazy good. So I still think that Richarlison is the better option out of those two. I personally, I'm really happy with Richarlison, but Sigurdsson versus Martial, Sigurdsson could be the better option. I'm tempted to go for Martial because, like, I like having a Man United player on my team if I can. I've not had one for a while. Well, I've not had one since Game Week 1 or 2. I never had Sanchez. But Martial is outperforming his price, as Espen's put in the chat. He's performing like a 10 million mid right now. And will he get rotated over Christmas? Yes, probably. Almost certainly, you'd think. You know, Sanchez, is he going to keep missing games? Probably not. Is he going to get dropped for more than one game, though? Not sure about that. And if you look at Man United's fixtures, they're brilliant. They really are. So, it's a tempter for me. And one thing to remember as well for those of us holding Wan-Bissaka is Crystal Palace is. By the way, Crystal Palace are only on 8 points. They're doing pretty bad. Now they have had really tough fixtures, and that does not stop. Next week they've got Man United, but after that the fixtures do turn, and he is then going to start becoming. He's going to start becoming an option to basically back up any rotation threats. And obviously I've got Aguero, he's a potential rotation threat at some point, but it hasn't happened so far. So I am pretty tempted by Martial. Suppose you're not looking at Mendy as an enabler. Doesn't pass the eye test. I know, but Man City are going to keep so many clean sheets. I only just bought him in. So yeah, I'm not really too interested in getting rid. I think he put in quite a few crosses today, and they weren't necessarily good ones, but it was against Man United. So yeah, he has dropped off, but you know, it's similar to Alonso dropping off, and then suddenly he's back in the points. I don't see why, if Mendy keeps playing, that he wouldn't start getting the points again. But it is 3 away games in the next 4. I just don't know if I would drop Mendy and keep Trent. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, Laporte is a great option, or he was. Fixture-wise, I don't know if I'd bring in a Man City defender right now, but you would expect them to beat all those teams. Would you do Patricio to Leno as set and forget? I've definitely got my eye on Leno. But I think Patricio is a pretty good option. But yeah, I mean, Arsenal after game week 15, the fixtures are good. I think having a top 6 goalkeeper for 4.8 million is decent. Yeah, as Mark says, don't forget to vote on the polls. It'd be much appreciated. Top right hand corner, click the little eye. We'll make sure we get them answered later on. According to YouTube, it's not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Weird. Hopefully, let me know if it gets really bad to view, but it looks okay to me. It's giving me a red warning, so we'll see what happens there. One thing to do as well, because I'll forget, just like the Movember stuff. Shout out to the patrons, the producers: Dean P, Marchek, Alex C, Melissa B, Matthew H, Hayden H, lots of H's, and Christopher M. And new Patreon, Gaz H. Meant to shout out on the last stream, forgot. If anyone wants to check that out, click the link in the description below. There's no charges until December now, so if you want to join the mini league, there's a prize for that. Prizes every month and stuff. Take a look at that link in the description below. You can sign up now, get into the Discord channel to chat. No charge till December. You can always cancel it whenever you like. Went a few minutes ago, it lagged a bit for me, mine's buffered a bit. Okay, it's gone to green now, so who knows what that was. What to do with Vardy? I think Vardy, Firmino, kind of very similar. I mean, Leicester's fixtures are nice. Obviously, he's on penalties, Vardy, that is. But they're not doing too great the last 2 fixtures. And I mean, with everything that must be on their minds, it's probably not surprising. I just think Vardy and Firmino, both of them, to be honest, it's just better money spent out. There's better people you could buy for their price, and have some money in the bank to make an upgrade elsewhere. Just not worth it for me. Should you sell Vardy or Mitrovic to get Jimenez? After just saying Vardy's not worth it, but I mean, Mitrovic has been pretty poor. I think he looked okay today, though. I mean, in the second half, him and most of the Fulham team kind of, I don't want to gave up is maybe a little bit harsh, but you know, it must get pretty knackering having to run around after the ball for the whole second half. So not too much interest. But I mean, Mitrovic's got Southampton next and Leicester in the next 3. But he's been rubbish. I'd maybe just take a punt on keeping Vardy, to be honest, and get rid of Mitrovic. And then eventually maybe look to get rid of Vardy as well. How bad is Trippier's injury? I don't think we know yet. Would I triple up on West Ham? I mean, when you say that out loud, it sounds ridiculous, but I've actually already got 2, and I might bring in a defender as well. So, yeah. Would I triple up on West Ham? I'm not convinced it's that advisable, but I might be doing it anyway. Thoughts on Martial? Is it the Lingard of last season where you're chasing points? I mean, potentially. He was quite involved again today. Had an okay chance, but the City got back and blocked it. I just think the fixture's there and he's in form and he's actually getting to play. I know it's quite cliche, but you know, before Martial was one of those players that got brought into the team every now and again, maybe subbed on in a few games, started 1 game, missed 2 or whatever, and it's probably not that easy to get a bit of form going when you're in and out of the team so much. Whereas right now he's getting a run, he's done really well, and the fixtures are coming good. But like I said earlier, I think you've got to get him in knowing that he is only 7.5, and you know, he's not going to keep scoring every week. I think you've got to, if you can get over that fact, then I still think he's a good option. I've actually just seen he's probably going to rise tonight, so I'd actually be priced out of getting him in, which would be frustrating. Unless I get rid of Mendy. At -8. I mean, if I got rid of Mendy and got Martial in that way, then I could just bench Trent. He's not necessarily the worst player to keep. Am I getting frustrated with Mendy? Yeah, not too frustrated. I mean, I've only had him 2 game weeks. I've only had him for the last 2 game weeks. I mean, it's frustrating he's not got many points. I just think they will keep clean sheets. He does look to be playing most games, so I'm not in a huge rush to get rid of him. And we're not looking at getting Bennett back. Yeah, I did look at that. 4.2, potentially. I mean, once I do that, I'm basically committed for a few weeks of playing Doherty every week, and that's not necessarily the end of the world. Is Martial your next change? Thought you were going with Sterling. I'll be honest, I've not set anything in stone. There's 2 weeks to go. Who knows? What kind of injuries and stuff might happen over the international break. So yeah, I've not set my transfers in stone. Looking at kind of Martial, Sterling, just maybe even just getting rid of Trent and leaving the rest of the team. Lots I could do. I could save a transfer this week. I think my team's okay. Is it a good idea of tripling City without having Liverpool attack coverage? I don't think you need to cover Liverpool attack, to be honest. I think Salah's a good option, but I don't think I would want Mane if I didn't have him. You got Bennett when he was 4 million. I did too. I basically got rid of him so I could keep Doherty and to get I did Bennett to Mendy 2 weeks ago, and it hasn't gone very well, to be honest. If I hadn't done that move, I could have got Martial this week. So, yeah, maybe it was a mistake. But we'll see. How often do I take a hit? I take a points hit when I need to. Really. I think it's not really like setting that. Well, 4 game weeks have passed. I'll take a hit now. It just depends. I might take a couple in a row, and then not take any for a while. I've only taken a few this season so far. Let me have a quick look just to double check. Yeah, I've taken 2 so far. I took them in game week 7 and game week 9, but I've not taken any outside of that. Haven't really felt the need. What's my see my average points? I'm averaging 67 points a game week currently. Need to keep that up. Dunk for 4.4 million, rotates well with Doherty. I don't really want to double up on Brighton defence though. Kennedy thoughts. Yeah, I mean, I looked at him, 4.9 million. Look, I think he's fine, but I don't know if I want him as my 4th midfielder and to lock in cash elsewhere. I know they've got good fixtures though, but it is Newcastle. I do worry about him a bit. I don't know, he was shooting a lot, which is nice. Not necessarily the most accurate. But I think 4.9 million, again, like what can you expect really points-wise? An attack and return every, 3 games would probably be worth it for 4.9. Could he do that? Yeah, I think so. Could be on for your best season. Yeah, I'm going to feel the pressure soon. I think whatever my rank was a few seasons ago, the 4936 or something like that, that is my highest ever rank. So if I can get past that, I'm laughing. Celebrations, beers for me. Am I thinking of winning FPL? Yeah, sure. Every year you think of winning that. Yeah, Digne for Everton, not a bad shout. Maybe I'll get off Ram completely. Just keep Alonso. Digne or Doherty. I mean, that is... Or 2 people asking that in a row. I think that's quite a close one. Because obviously Wolves haven't kept too many clean sheets recently. Whereas Everton have looked pretty good defensively. And he's really good for bonus. I noticed he's got... I think he's... Let me just double check. I think he's had a good few bonus recently. I could be also completely wrong. No, I'm completely wrong. He's only had bonus twice, so I'll just shut up. I just think Doherty has got better attacking potential. Robertson looks like a set and forget. Not interested. I won't go as far as not interested, but he's a lot of money. Is Rondon a good shout? I mean, I remember Rondon scoring a hat-trick and then not scoring again for about 27 weeks. I'd want to see him a bit more in Newcastle for a few fixtures before I start thinking about bringing in Rondon. Who should you take instead of Ozil, Max April? I mean, thinking about it quickly off the top of my head, I mean, Martial obviously stands out. Sigurdsson if he's not injured as well. Richarlison if you've not got him. Everton have got nice fixtures coming up. Yeah, Doherty for the next 2 fixtures. I'm definitely going to play him. "27 weeks still better than Jimenez's 37. I know, but he's the assist king again. 2 assists in the last 2 weeks. Is Martial in the French national team? I don't know. Actually, I've not checked. Don't forget, vote on those polls if you haven't already. We'll do them in about 10 minutes. And while you're at it, make sure to hit a like on the stream. That'll also be muchos appreciated. Okay, I say words like muchos now because of this horrible moustache. Yes, Martial is in the France squad. There you go. So it's not someone I can bring in this early. It's too risky. Also, I noticed that Danny Ward on my bench didn't even come off the bench for Cardiff. You captain Felipe Anderson. Nice. I've seen people... Okay, let's talk about next week, actually. I say next week. Obviously, it's next game week. Little bit off. People talking about captains already. I think Physio asked the question earlier. And then None Ovi is asking about captain choice next week as well. So it could be the week to go something completely different. I've seen people talking about Jimenez, Richarlison, obviously got Cardiff and Huddersfield respectively. Or Huddersfield and Cardiff. I still think I'm going to put it on one of the big hitters. I mean, yes, they're not at home, and obviously the home away rotation for captaincy for Salah and Aguero has gone really well. But they're playing away games. Yes, Aguero has not been great away, but I still think the fixtures have had a big part to play in that. I think he's got West Ham and Watford the next 2 away fixtures. I think he's going to get points in both. And Salah, Watford away, I mean, he can definitely get points there. Wasn't it Watford that he scored like 4 or 5 goals against last year? So I'm still... I think it's close between those two. I'll probably just go for Salah because he's the midfielder, although obviously not great for bonus. I don't see me putting it on someone like Jimenez, Doherty or Richarlison. I just think I just play the odds and go for the bigger hitter who plays in the better team. But yeah, I think if you've got it in you to go for that differential choice, obviously Richarlison, as Jason's pointing out, is potentially carrying a groin injury. So we'll have to see if he's out or not. If you've got Sterling as well, West Ham away. People say in the chat, I'm not sure I'd captain Hazard against Tottenham. I think that's a bit, not risky, but just odds can't be great for a big return there. So I'm probably going to go Salah. Probably going to keep on him. He's been great for me in these good fixtures. Like I said, not really blanking outside the top 6, apart from that Leicester game, and Leicester were really good in that game. So Watford is a tricky one because they've done pretty good this season, but I just think Salah is going to be fine for that. People saying Martial captain. Martial's got that problem, which isn't a problem apart from in our heads, where because he's scored so many, let's say you had owned him for this last 5 weeks and he scored every week, you'd be thinking, do I want to captain him next week? Because at some point he's going to blank. And will the week that I captain him be the one where he blanks? So that's not really a logical thought, but we know he's not going to score every game for the rest of the season, so I would be not too sure I'd be captaining him this week, just in case. This is the week where he doesn't do it. That was like Salah last season. That's what put loads of us off captaining him. Not quite sure Martial is Salah though, but I get your point for sure. Shaqiri or Martial. I mean, it's got to be Martial out of those two. For anyone saying that Martial's not nailed, I mean, Shaqiri is definitely not nailed right now. Would you have got more points with Mane and Robertson instead of Salah and Trent? Definitely not this week, no, because Mane blanked. Is it worth trying to upgrade Bennett to Doherty? I mean, it's a tough one to answer without seeing the rest of your team. But my general thought with that is no. I'd be looking at getting Doherty for one of your other defenders and keeping Bennett because he's so cheap. Keep like Doherty and keep Bennett and Wan-Bissaka as your cheap option on the bench. Just not going to play in most weeks, but they do play if you need to call upon them. And get Doherty in as your kind of third defender maybe, or maybe even fourth if you got Ram. So I mean Bennett to Doherty, I don't think it's a bad move. I know it's sideways, but I think it could definitely pay off in the longer term. But I'd actually be pretty tempted just to get Doherty in another way and keep Bennett. I may bring Bennett back. Are Liverpool as potent as last season? They haven't been so far. Although I don't know how potent they started off last year. Did they grow into it? What's this song? It is called Spotlight. Let me see what this. I'll put the link in the chat for what it is. Am I not bothered about Kane? I wouldn't say not bothered, but not looking at him just yet. Gameweek 15. Thinking of Wilson and Bennett to Jimenez and Doherty. I like that. Do like that. Would you go with that Liverpool attack and go double City, Guerrero and Sterling? I think Sterling could definitely match Mane and Salah. Yeah. I mean, definitely Mane. Thoughts on keeping Aguero long term? He's been so consistent. I mean, yeah, you've basically hit the nail on the head. He hasn't missed a game. He's scored in a lot of those games. I think he's still going to do well away from home as long as he plays, which I definitely think he will. I don't think he's in the Argentina squad. So yeah, there's just no way I can get rid of him. Even if Sterling is the better option out of those two, I'm just not going to make that move. There's always going to be something else I need to do instead. How much money do I have in the bank? I think it's 2.4. Let me just double check for sure. Last couple of minutes till we do the polls, by the way. So if you've not already voted, make sure you do. Top right-hand corner of the screen, click the little eye, hover over it, or tap the screen if you're on a tablet or something similar. Don't tap the screen if you're like watching on TV or something, because don't want to break that screen, right? Sorry, lots of clicking. Yeah, 2.4 in the bank, exactly. Will I stick with Luke Shaw? I mean, yeah, I can see why it would be frustrating if you've owned him all this time, especially if you've been playing him every week. He's obviously suspended this week, but I mean, if you think about it like this, he's suspended this week, and then it's away game plus Arsenal. Now, the away game is Southampton, but and then Liverpool away. So basically, in the next 5 weeks, Shaw has a blank, Arsenal at home, Liverpool away, and then Southampton away and Fulham at home. So I'd be tempted to not have him in my team, put it that way. Sell Fraser. I think Fraser's done enough that you can keep him. He's been on fire this year. I wouldn't probably be looking at selling him. Hazard to Sterling is an obvious move. No, I don't think I'd agree on that. Hazard's been a bit frustrating because of his injury. And obviously he blanked today. But he got an assist last week. So, I mean, Hazard, Fulham at home, is prime captaincy that week. I think he will be captained by a lot of people, or most people that own him. So not looking at getting rid of him just yet. I don't think him to Sterling is a no-brainer by any stretch. Mane to Martial, yeah, I'm happy with that move, I think. I would be happy with that move. Again, Mane to Sterling, solid move if you've got the money. David Silva, interesting option. He keeps ticking over. I got rid of him a few weeks ago. It looks like it might have been a mistake. instead of Sterling, I think Sterling will comfortably outscore him over the next few weeks. Hoping Hazard pulls out of the Belgian squad, doesn't look fully fit. Yeah, like that's what I mean. It's international break, a few players carrying knocks. We're just going to have to see what happens. Surely Fulham would have fired their manager by the time Hazard gets to sink his teeth into them. Maybe people said that people said that this week for Salah, that he'd be gone before Salah got to play him, and he's still there. He's had a vote of confidence, not necessarily always a good thing. But yeah, we'll see. Transfer in some shaving cream and transfer out that mustache. It'll be gone November 30th. In fact, yeah, so there's a Friday deadline on November 30th. So I'll be streaming on the Thursday the night before, on the 29th. So that will be the last stream with the Tash. Because of the international break, actually, you're not going to see it again for a while. Probably do a video this week and then a preview next week, but not much in between. Then a stream next Thursday. So that's probably a good thing. You don't have to see this. But yeah, if you do have a bit of spare change and you can donate it, there is a link in the description below. Bench on Arnautovic? Nah, don't think so. Like I said, I don't really like benching my attackers, even if they've got tough fixtures, because obviously they can just grab a goal from anywhere. We've seen, I mean, I am playing Arnautovic against Mendy, I suppose, but you're just hoping that Mendy can get some attacking returns potentially. But no, I wouldn't be benching on Arnautovic. Jamie, you've been top 10k all season. Damn, very nice. Jeez, people already making their transfers. I mean, fair play. If nothing happens, then obviously you're laughing. But I mean, there's so many matches to play. Well, there's a couple of matches to play. Yeah, I mean, if you've got the exact money, I can see why you've done it, but definitely risky. Shaw got suspended because he got 5 yellow cards. What do I do to keep within the top 1k? Keep doing you. You know, keep doing what you're doing. Just keep going. You got Green Arrow without Salah, 12k now. Very nice. Why don't you like growing your hair? You've seen it long. You've never seen it longer. I mean, it was longer on the last stream. I just got it cut. I mean, we've seen in the last few weeks about how good late transfer have been. Obviously, there was the stream when we found out the Liverpool lineup and that Trent was playing. There was the Vardy getting benched or being dropped, basically. So, obviously, that didn't help that much in the end because I got an Arnautovic. But, yeah, something to be said for late transfers. Selling Salah to get Jimenez in, how does that even work? How far can you aim if you're currently ranked in the top 1 million? Top 50k, top 20k probably? Wilson or Arnautovic? Arnautovic for me. Doherty and Martial or Pereira and Mendy? I think it's got to be Doherty and Martial right now. Oh, free up storage space. Your computer's running low on storage space. Nightmare. Drunk hits are the worst. I'm not sure I've ever done them. Right, let's do the polls. If you haven't already voted, then, well, it's just too late, to be honest. You'll have to get over it. Okay, just doing a quick refresh. Is live FPL.net 100% accurate? It's not 100%, but it's very close most of the time. It's for last night and the night before. Oh, sorry, for tonight and last night, it's nailed my rank 100%. But it should be, as far as I know, the most accurate, even if it's not 100% accurate. He's very good, the guy that created that. He's been on Fantasy Football Scout for a while. He used to just post like a spreadsheet, I think, with the top 50k, and it was really accurate, but now he's obviously made this, and now, yeah, pretty good. Oh, it's 3k off you, damn. Okay, that's quite high. Most people seem to be getting much closer. Anyway, polls. Okay, are you bringing in Martial? 53% are not bringing him in or are selling. I guess most people are just saying they're not bringing him in. They're not going to be selling before Crystal Palace. And then 40% saying yes or already own. So it's quite a high percentage looking at bringing him in. He is definitely the next bandwagon. Or the current bandwagon. How many premium defenders moving forward? So 46% saying 2. That's what I've got. I don't think I'm going to go for any more right now. There's just too many other players I want and I need the cash. So I just don't want to get Robertson. 42% saying 3. So obviously a lot of people on the Mendy, Alonso, Robertson train already. 7% saying just 1. 2% are you going for 4 or more. And only 5 people saying 0. So none at all. Best 6.5 million or below striker. I mean, I put this in because someone asked it, but I think it was always going to be Jimenez. 83%. 9% for Murray. 3% for Ings. 3% for Ings. I mean, he's injured, I suppose. We'll have to see how long he's out for. And 3% for good old Solomon Rondon. And then what are you doing with Salah? Buying or keeping? Easily the winner here. 62%. 37% either don't own or are selling. So a lot of people are still looking to keep him, which is not surprising given the fixtures. What's my strategy if I'm in the top 200 I want to win it? My strategy would be to overtake 199 people. Don't forget to hit the like button if you're enjoying the stream. It'd be much appreciated. Burnley versus Newcastle, Kennedy or Goodmanson. I think Goodmanson is the better option, but obviously Newcastle. Oh, hang on, they're not playing each other. What are you on about? Or you just? I'm confused now. Am I looking at the wrong week? I am definitely looking at the wrong week. Sorry. I mean, Goodmanson's at home. Yeah, I'd definitely go for him. See you later, Luke. Thanks for tuning in as always. Do I want a good FPL Cup run? I'll be honest, I don't care about the FPL Cup. I mean, maybe if I got really close to winning that, I would, but you end up losing to like people that aren't even active and stuff, and yeah, I just don't really care that much. See you later, Physio, you too. Keep Vardy or keep Wilson? I'd probably keep Vardy. Wilson or Jimenez? I'm saying Jimenez right now. Have you discussed what to do with Barkley? Yeah, I mean, that bandwagon's derailed. I mean, he was never going to keep those points. So just like Martial is not going to keep his points up. But you hope that Martial can at least get something. But yeah, I mean, Barkley did really well for 3 weeks. I mean, I'd be looking to offload, to be honest. Now, exactly who you go for is tricky because there's not many options around that price. It depends if you've got money in the bank. But yeah, not a good option. I actually helped my son wildcard and put Barkley in, so luckily he's not noticed him yet. Is John Stones a starter for Man City? Yes. I mean, he started loads of games. He's probably more likely to be rotated or dropped. Not dropped, but rotated than Laporte. But yeah, I mean, he looks to be the second choice centre back for sure behind Laporte. Brooks, yeah, I mean, Brooks is an option to replace Barkley's. He looks more like he's a start. I mean, there are some concerns when King's back and Stanislas is around that maybe he'll get rotated a bit, but I think he started every game apart from one, so I wouldn't be too concerned, but their fixtures are horrible. Whose price is going up tonight? If you check fplstatistics.co.uk, they would tell you. When will we see the handlebar moustache? We won't. Like, it would never have grown properly. It would have been gaps. Yeah, I did think about it. Oh, I'm quite glad I didn't, though, because it already looks awful as it is. Who the captain? I mean, I've already spoken about this. I've got it on Salah, and it's probably not worth discussing too much for the next couple of weeks until we get close to the deadline. How many people have you got in my team who had in Gameweek 1? Okay, let's have a look. Probably not many. If Mendy, although he has gone out on my team and back in. Richarlison, he's also gone out on my team and back in. Salah, gone out and back in. So those three. Aguero, who I've had since Gameweek 1, he's never left. Wan-Bissaka, he's never left either. That's it, I think. So Aguero and Wan-Bissaka have never left. Mendy, Richarlison and Salah have left and come back. Which famous FPL manager don't you like? I don't think there's any that I don't like. Stream should be working. Yeah, there was a bit of a few issues earlier, but nothing too bad. Seems to be fine now. Yeah, I think Jimenez. That's a good point actually. I think he does play for, does start for Mexico, and I think the last couple of international breaks he's actually had limited minutes when he's come back. So that is something to consider. But it is Huddersfield. You'd expect even in limited minutes that he could get points. I do remember when I had Sanchez. It wasn't good. What site do you find out about the Liverpool players 1 minute before the team is shown? The Liverpool Twitter handle usually tweets out about 30 seconds in advance. I wouldn't be trusting too many in the know accounts these days for Liverpool. They haven't been doing too well recently. The glory days of Anfield Express posting the team every week has gone. Thoughts on Aguero? I mean, he pulls it off. He's a great looking chap. Martial for the form / bandwagon, or Anderson for the fixtures. I mean, to be fair, Anderson's got a bit of form as well, right? So Martial and Anderson have both got form and fixtures. So, you know, I mean, I'm always going to side with Martial because, you know, Man United player, but Anderson a bit cheaper at least. Super Tiger, what's going on? Get the same hair as Aguero. I'd never be able to pull off Aguero's hair. He's so good looking, and I'm just, I mean, look, it's not happening. We'll be interested to see whether Shaqiri starts next game. Yeah, I mean, you're just never going to be sure with him. Oh, interestingly, the next game week there is no early kickoff. And, oh, you'll get Liverpool. Okay, you get Liverpool team news before. I see why people are asking now. There's no game until 3 o'clock on Saturday the 24th. So you're going to get Liverpool lineups before the deadline again at 2 o'clock. And Man City, you're going to get Man United, Man City, Liverpool. I mean, you probably won't get many of them early, but they're all playing at 3 o'clock. Might have to do a Saturday morning stream for that. Especially after the international break, that could be good. Then the Monday game is Burnley Newcastle. I think we'll stream on the Sunday. Okay, that's good. Thoughts on Austin if he keeps his place? I do like Austin, but I have liked him in the past. I'm not sure about now though, because is he going to keep his place? Probably not. You should do a video before every game where you give us 5 players you think will get points in double digits, 5 different categories. Yeah, I've thought about doing that. It's just a time thing, really. Or doing something like that. Vardy or Aubameyang? Probably Vardy right now, but Aubameyang in a few weeks' time. Couldn't have a worse Monday night game. I mean, didn't we have Fulham Huddersfield last week? That was pretty bad. Will Austin get a ban for his post-match? We don't know about a ban, but he'll probably get a fine. They won't let him get away with that. Right, people, I think we will leave the FPL portion of the stream at least. If anyone wants to kind of just chat about anything else for the next 5 to 10 minutes, then that's cool with me. I'll stay on for that. But for anything FPL related, I think we'll leave it there because we've been going quite a while. We've done the polls. hit that like button if you haven't already on your way out. It'd be much appreciated. If you do have a few quid to spare, the link is in the description for Movember. Just a reminder of how awful it looks. I put the link in the chat, so yeah, be much appreciated if you got a few quid to spare. All for a good cause. Sorry. How's the old gym going? The gym's going really well. I'm going to have to try and save some of these questions. Yeah, the gym's going really well. I've switched now to we're still doing personal training-ish, but it's not one-on-one. So I've changed to go with 2 other guys, but it means I get an hour for one session and 45 minutes for the other, whereas before I was just doing 2 half-an-hour sessions, so you can fit more in. So I was in a lot of pain on Thursday because I suddenly went from a half-an-hour session to an hour and did loads of different moves and stuff. So yeah, gym's going really well, food's going really well, the weight's coming off. Determined to... I've got a number in mind. I don't want to say it because if you don't hit it, then it's a bit demotivating. But I got a number in mind for before Christmas, and I tried on loads of clothes today. Like, I was worried about having to buy new clothes, but then I remembered I got loads of old clothes that I couldn't fit into for ages. So yeah, gym's going really well, basically. Short story. And the new stuff I'm doing as well. So loads of like squats, proper squats, like on the shoulders, deadlifts and stuff like that. So I really like that kind of stuff. Where is that? Advice to anyone potentially starting YouTube. My advice is don't start it for the money, because there ain't much there. My second bit of advice would be just do it, because people spend ages thinking about how they're going to do it, how bad it will be, whether they've got everything in place, do they have proper banners, logos and stuff. Just do it, and you'll improve all that as you go ahead, as you go along. Do I like rugby? Not really. I mean, I'll watch like the World Cup or Six Nations if it's on, but I won't go out of my way to watch it, to be honest. Yeah, leg day is a killer. I've not... Trainer said that on yesterday. He said your legs are really going to hurt tomorrow. They didn't really. And I know people will say, well, you're not lifting enough, but then I kept increasing the weight so that it was really tough. I don't know, maybe it'll be different next week, because it was only the first week I've done that stuff, so I might start off with a higher weight next week and try and kill the legs. But nah, I've had that in my arms recently, but not legs. How much can you squat? 90 to 110? No. No, I mean, I was doing... What was I doing? I think I was doing about 45 on Saturday. But I mean, I've only just started doing them on the back, so there was a lot of like practice beforehand. So hopefully I can build that up. I've been wanting to do these kind of moves for a while, so had to move into it slowly. I'd love to hit triple figures on deadlift or squat though. I think deadlift I did 55 or 60. Yeah, no, I know the bar is 20 kilogram. I'm counting that. I think I did 55 or 60 the other day. So building up. I mean, I started doing like 20. The first time I did a deadlift in there was just a bar with 2 wooden panels on the end to make it like a proper disc. Or plate, whatever you want to call it. So look, I've got a long way to go, but I haven't been doing it that long, so... Typical night when no football is on. Well, I mean, last night I just watched a bunch of TV with the missus. But Call of Duty as well. Love a bit of Call of Duty. And some rowing. Yeah, I'd really love to get a rowing machine at home. We'll have to see about that. If you're not feeling it... No, I do feel it in my legs when I'm doing the moves, but I don't feel it the next day. And it's definitely not I'm not taking it in my back, because I had real bad back problems. until quite recently actually, but I've got over that now and sorted it out. Have I played Red Dead 2? Nah, it'll be a while. I may not ever play that, to be honest. See you later, Jack. Favourite card, Modern Warfare 2. But yeah, I've been thinking about getting a rowing machine. They're quite expensive for a decent one though. But I want something at home to do like cycling or rowing or something. Because yeah, the only real cardio I do right now is like walking. Do a lot of walking. I did a bit of jogging today. The thing is, I can jog. I have the fitness to jog now, but it's a bit dodgy with my weight on like knees and back to keep running too much. So I can't do that just yet. That's why I want something at home like a bike or a rowing machine. Get a real bicycle. Yeah, I know, but like the weather is so bad over here. It's always dark. It's just yeah. Brooks rotates really nicely with Doherty. Yes, he does. TV/Netflix shows you're into. I'm not really watching anything right now, to be honest. Corona or Bud? I mean, they're both pretty awful, if I'm honest. Probably Corona. Still smashing some childhood classic songs on YouTube. I mean, I posted on my other Twitter account the Gladiator theme tune of the day. I was watching Gladiators this morning. Yeah, the Red Dead 2 does look really good. Alright, people. We'll fully leave it there now. How do I fix my back? Lost some weight. Kept doing the weights and keeping form. And yeah, went for a lot of sports massages to sort out. It's still not great. Like when I have the massages now, it's still super tight. But it's definitely better. Oh, you've already hit 100k. Oh man, you're miles ahead of me. But look, hopefully I can build up to that quickly. I'm pretty determined right now to do that, and I think I definitely deadlift more. But I'm still doing 40 seconds, like 40 seconds moves, as many reps as possible. So maybe if I lowered the reps, I could lift higher. But not 100k, not just yet. Anyway. I'm going to go now for real. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. If you get a chance to donate on the Movember page, that'd be great. If not, that's cool too. But yeah, I'll catch you next time. I'll do a review this week, and then the next stream will be a week on Thursday. Yeah, thanks all. Goodbye. Enjoy the international break. Don't panic too much about no FPL.